Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today in this quick video I want to share with you guys how to go about this cone-like sleeve. So if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and let's get started with the video. So guys, we're going to quickly draft this pattern first on our pattern paper, and then I'll transfer to fabric and show you guys how to go about the sewing. So the dimensions you're going to use for your pattern paper is very simple. For me here, the longer part of this paper I have 28 inches, and for the shorter part here I have 14 inches. Okay, so 28 inches and 14 inches. So the shorter part is half of what I have on the longer part. So if you're using 30 inches, it means that the shorter part of your pattern paper will be 15 inches. That's just basically it. So now, as you can see, I divided this paper into two equal halves with a straight line here. So from this straight line point I came down by 4 inches. So you're going to go ahead and do the same thing, and from this 4 inches point I'm going out on both sides by 2 inches. And once you've done this, make sure it's 2 inches on both sides. Go ahead and use a straight ruler to connect all the points together. So guys, once you're done drawing out this line, the next thing you want to do is from this point here, you're going to come down by 2 inches again, kind of towards the first long line that we had. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just go ahead and look at what I'm doing right now. I came down by 2 inches, but I'm making them slanted towards the straight line that we had earlier, so they're kind of perpendicular to that line. So go ahead and use your ruler as well to connect them and to look something like this. So guys, once you're through with this, the next thing you want to do is from this point you're going to draw a straight line down to meet the end of your paper on the other side, and do the same thing for the other part as well. Draw a straight line from this point to the end of the pattern paper. Next, you're going to measure from this point here down to the end of the pattern paper, and whatever you have here, for me I had about 14 inches. You are going to measure it on this underline here. See where I got it? That exact measurement, mark it here. Mine is 14 inches. I marked it right here, and I'm going to do the same thing on this other side as well. Mark the same 14 inches. So if yours is 15, go ahead and use 15 inches. So once you're through with this, from this point you are going to create kind of like a curve into the pattern paper. So just do it into it. Wherever the curve ends, just leave it like that. So now guys, we're going to come to this top here, and from the end of the pattern paper I'm coming down by 1 inch on both sides of the top, just like you see me doing like this, and I'm going to use my curve to connect them to the center. So guys, that's basically all for this pattern. Remember that this area we had 2 inches, 2 inches here, 2 inches here as well, and here 2 inches. This was the only one that was 4 inches, this longer part. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out now. So guys, when you're cutting this out, you want to take note of the areas that I'm actually cutting away, so that you don't make a mistake and cut out a part of it that is very needed. Okay, so once you're through with this, you saw how I folded this into two equal halves like this. At this end here, I want to make it more slanted, more curved, because I noticed that it's not well curved underneath here. So I'm just going to use my curve here and just make a better curve before I go ahead and cut it out again. So guys, this is what it looks like. As you can see, I went ahead to use this to cut out on my actual fabric that I wanted to use. Also went ahead to trace out my lining pieces with the same pattern, and of course I ironed stay to all the pieces, as you can see, both the actual fabric and the lining. So now it's actually very easy to sew. What you're going to do is you're going to pick the straight sides, just like you see me doing here, this open side here. You can actually decide to pin it down first. We're going to go ahead and stitch down this side. So let me just quickly pin it down first, and I'll go ahead and stitch it down. I'm going to also make the same stitch on the lining pieces as well, just like I've done on the actual fabric. I'll go ahead and stitch it down here as well. But on the lining pieces, I'll be leaving a space of about 2 inches in between. Stitch from top to here, leave about 2 inches before stitching again. I'll go ahead and do all of that and be right back. So guys, after I was done stitching everything down, this is what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to iron the seam open. You guys know that I don't take ironing for granted when I'm sewing. So now this other part, we're going to fold it in here and stitch it down here on this part, this open space here. And after I was done stitching it down, you can see what I had here. So I made that stitch both on the lining pieces and on the actual fabric. And remember that on the lining pieces, I told you guys I was going to be leaving a little bit of space. So now I am putting the lining and the actual fabric together, right sides facing each other, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch all the way around. So we'll be passing everything out through the small hole we left on the lining pieces. So guys, after making that stitch, this is what it looks like. I made the stitch at the end of the fabric a little bit wide here because I felt like it was too long, so this was a way of me reducing the length. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim it out on the both pieces, and then I will turn it out from the lining space that I left earlier so that you guys will see what it's looking like. So guys, after turning it to the right side, I went ahead to iron all the pieces out. You can see how it's standing here. So this is basically all for the making of the sleeve. This is how easy it is. I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm just going to be placing it on a dress I already made. So what you're going to do is you're going to pin it on your already made blouse, and you will need to stitch it down when you're done pinning. So this is what it looks like after I was done pinning it down. From here now, you can use your needle and thread to hold it down, or you can use a sewing machine to stitch it in place. So that's basically all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.